Fans of alternative resin science fiction miniatures, relics of the Rogue Trader era and dwarves in space, thank you very much for joining me for an out of the pack review of some samples that have been sent to me to look at. And today the samples have come from Gydran Miniatures. So Gydran Miniatures, they do a range of what's called the Dweorg, and the Dweorg are space dwarves. And well, what better time than to start talking about space dwarves at a time of squat resurgence? You know, there's a lot of squat hype in the community at the moment, and recently Dweorg released the first 40k squat we have seen in decades with the Necromunda Bounty Hunter. Yeah, really cool. What have we got? We've got a box of miniatures. I believe in here we've got a squad of infantry. So what we're going to do is going to open it up and we're going to take a look at what's inside, have a look at the miniatures and appraise the quality, see what they're like. As I said, these miniatures have been sent to me for review purposes by Gydran. If they're good, I'm going to say they're good, but if there are any faults, I will draw attention to that and point it out to you. But please do bear that in mind when appraising the opinions I offer in this video. Right, so without further ado, let's get into this box. Oopsie. Now recently I posted a review of the HBR, which is a miniature I picked up at Salute from the same line by Gydran, and these guys are from the same range as the HBR, so it's going to be interesting to look at them as overall and yeah, just see what the infantry element are like. I have seen some of these guys before and I thought they look really cool. Right, so we have some bubble wrap, and aha, here we go. Ooh, look at this. I didn't know they came in a box like that. Ooh, wow. So lots of bubble wraps, that's very nicely packaged indeed. Well, very nice transit packaging, and then an absolutely beautiful box. Wow, look at that. I didn't know they came in a box like this. It's not often with independent manufacturers that you get such lovely packaging. That's absolutely stunning. And this is what we're looking at. This is the Dweorg Breachers, enough parts for 5 miniatures. And what these dudes are all about, I believe it's these guys here, or it might be these guys, we'll find out in a second, is these are kind of like your heavy assault, going in the tunnels, breaking through, smashing a load of orcs or goblins or space rats, whatever might be in the way, maybe some tyranids. That's what these guys are about. And there's some of the other miniatures that Gydran do. A little bit of bump, a few other products, and the usual stuff. Right, so without further procrastination, let me see if I can gain entry to this packet. Ah, okay, so it's a top opener, but we just need to snip off the tape. Look at me getting excited by shiny boxes, but it is a very nice packet. So what do we get inside? So inside the packet we get, it looks like a couple of sets of bags of components. So there's one there, there's loads. Okay, so it's not just a couple of sets of components, it's lots. So we'll bob you there. Right, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think 7 or 8 packets of parts. So we've got a mixture of bases and other elements. Right, we'll move these to the side and we'll go through them one at a time. So let's start at the start, which seems to be with these torsos. So these dudes are wearing heavy armor. Heavy armored spacesuits, I would say. So they are, let's imagine, power armored squats. As you can see, they're multi-pose. Wow, I've not had these before. These are quite exciting. This. Right, let's start off with a quality review. So we've got a bit of a slippy thing to take away there, but that's okay. That will clean up fine, I think. Bit of flash between the legs and maybe a bit more to clean up there. Nice detail. We've got ribbed undersuits. Those are cute, aren't they? So a bit of cleanup to do there. What do I think? Probably okay that. These are nice smooth surfaces with rounded plates, so they tend to clean up quite well. It's when you've got rivets and hard edges in the way that it does get a bit more complicated. Right, so let's work our way through. So there's 5 torsos. Torso number 2. This torso is stood to attention, shall we say, or observing. Bit of a slippy seam to take away there. Bit more around there. Nice. Same sort of armour design. Like perhaps an air vent there of some sort. Maybe these are supposed to be some sort of exoskeleton part or a power cable. That's 2. There's a third one, also stood upright. Yeah, consistently got a mould slip to take away around the legs in particular. Do I think that's a problem? I mean, it's a bit of work to do, isn't it? But I think it'll be all right. Put it this way, it's not like taking mould slips off Rogaldorn's inner thighs, let me tell you that. And the third one. Now, you may not believe it, but this guy's actually running, or guyette. So another thing to clean up there. It's got a couple stood, one advancing, one running, and then the final pose is turn to the side. Again, got another slip to take away there. Resin feels pretty nice and clean. Right, so those are the torsos. Let's do the heads next. Oh yeah, cool, look at that. Oh, I do like the design of that helmet. That's ace. I love that. He's got the pair of goggles on and then his breathing equipment. Love that. So they all seem to take away there. I think they're probably all the same design. Aha! No, we have a different design. This is going to be the Breacher leader. I'm not sure what you'll call the commander of a Dweorg Breacher squad, but this guy has got the crest of command. Cool, yeah, nice styling. See, he's a leader, but he's not ostentatious with his ornamentation. Right, let's do the shields next. Blimey, you certainly get a lot of components in this kit. Okay, so we've got a fist, so these are going to attach to a forearm, and there's a Breacher shield. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I wonder why we get 4. I have a sneaking suspicion we may have a special weapon coming up. Slightly different colour of resin there. Don't know why, I don't think it matters. Not sure if that's supposed to be there or if that's an air bubble. Well, easy enough to fill. Got a bit of flash to clean up on those. And a bit of seams to tidy up around the edges as well. But generally nice. So there we go with the shields. What should we move to next? Let's have a look in here. So I think now I understand why we only get 4 shields. It's because the 5th guy is going to carry a heavy weapon, which is this. Now, oh, cool. Look at that. So it's like some sort of drum-fed machine gun or perhaps a breaching cannon. It's got this big, chunky, hefty muzzle brake on it with some sort of maybe, I don't know, gas recycling system. Cool. This is a very similar design to the handgun held by the HBR, the heavy battle robot. So you've got the guns on, not the guns, we've got the hand on the guns. Got a couple of little bits. So as we can see now, this is a mixed media kit. So we've got metal and resin components. So let's take a look at these. Quite small. Well, I guess a dwarf, so what's a dwarf, so that goes with territory. There's a seam to take away there. My experience with the HBR though was that this is ye olde style white metal, so this should be fairly straightforward to clean up. So there's the breaching cannon, as I've called it. Right. And I assume this is the main set of weapons. Oh gosh, where do we even start with this? Oh, right, okay. I think there's a whole set of pistols. Here we go. There you go, you got a hand, you got the pistol. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these handgun type devices. And then we have a short barreled pistol, so perhaps that's going to be for the officer. And then loads of axes. It looks like we get way more axes than we actually need here. Let's take a look at an axe. Chunky choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think what we have here is the option to equip the whole squad with axes, double-handed axes. Definitely quite dwarfy, smashy, isn't it? So I'm supposing this must be the arms then. Yes. So there you get a set of arms. Casting wise, there are a fair few mould seams to clean up on these, so you have got a bit of work to do, or say me, I've got a bit of work to do with these. Again though, the armour design is pretty clean, so hopefully it's not going to be too much to do. But yeah, it certainly does need cleaning up to get a good finish. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 arms. So you got to build one guy, I think, with the heavy weapon. Oh no, you don't. Ah, yeah, because he comes with metal arms, but you could still, I guess, put the axe hand on that. Or because you get 5 pistols, you could still give him a pistol as well. It does actually come with a few weapon options, this kit, which is quite nice. And then the final thing is a set of little arm guards. And there's 4 of those. There's an air bubble in that one that needs filling. So I wonder why I get 4 of those. Maybe it's because a heavy weapon trooper doesn't need one. Maybe those are for the guys with the breaching shields. I'm guessing that's the case. I need to have a look on the website to see exactly how these guys will assemble together. So we'll say it doesn't appear, no, you don't actually get any instructions over this, so we'll need to go to the website to find out how to assemble them exactly. Although it's pretty self-evident, you know, you got a torso, you got a head, you got some arms, and a variety of weapon options. And then base wise, we get some MDF disc bases. And I think they look to be 30mm. Get 5 of those. I won't use those. I will probably put these guys on some of the Citadel 25mm bases that I've got spare now. I've rebased all of my Heresy Marines onto 32mm bases. So I think I'll put them on those, and it keeps them consistent with the rest of my collection. But yeah, you do get them if you want to use them. There you have it, an out of the pack review of the Dweorg Breachers by Gydran Miniatures Studio. I'll leave a link in the description to the website, so you can go take a look if you want to. I'll put some information on the video about cost of these. I just realized I've not mentioned the cost, and I can't remember how much they are, so I'll put that information in as well in the description, so you can see that. But yeah, what do I think of these? So I think they're really novel. I love the designs. I think the designs are really cool, and it's nice to see something dwarfy, squatty in the market. And let's be honest, there's not necessarily that much, and particularly when you talk about large squads of troops. And Gydran don't just do these breachers, they also do, I think, some standard infantry, and then They also do some like grav shoot infantry or jump infantry, which for dwarves is very novel. Yeah, hopefully we may be able to take a look at some more of those in the future. Clearly there's quite a lot of cleanup to do on these models. Yeah, fair amount, probably more than I'd like, but I'm hoping that the fact that the armour design is quite clean and smooth is going to make that a reasonably straightforward process. I'll talk about that when I come and do the assembled model review, and I'll tell you how I went. I hope you've enjoyed this review. So those are my thoughts about the Dweorg Breachers. Please do share your thoughts about these miniatures as well in the comments section. I'll be very interested to hear as always. Are you particularly excited about squats? Are these the sort of miniatures that you might use to get a squat force going again, as they seem to be on the horizon? But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.